What's the difference between Starlink Residential, Starlink Mobile, Starlink Portability? Stick around and find out. So I had a listener ask what the difference between Starlink Residential plus Portability and Starlink RV is. So let's go through them real quick. I'm going to go through, I will explain what each service is, and then we'll go through the pros and cons of each one, and then possibly a scenario in which you would use each service. So let's get started. Starlink Residential is something you're going to get at your home residence when you don't have internet, don't have suitable internet for you, or you could improve speeds. It is limited to the areas that are in service right now. They're adding more every day. So as of this video, I think it's available mostly in the West, Northwest, Midwest a little bit, and Northeast. It looks like there's pretty big dead spot in the US in the Southeast area of the United States, but they're putting up satellites all the time, so this is changing on a daily basis. So definitely check the availability map at starlink.com. But yes, it's registered to your address. It only works there. It's very high speed. The reason this is because they can account for your location in their satellite mapping and where they're using it. So your signal strength is the best it's going to be. So that is Starlink Residential. You can't move it in one address. That's it. Along with Starlink Residential, you can add a portability option, which allows you to kind of take it on the road. You switch it on and off. It's per month on top of your residential service. So what you do is you click on portability, you bills for the next month. You can take it with you. When you're on the road, you are what is considered a best effort services customer, basically low priority. They can't account for you when you're on the road. You don't have a stationary address, so then they have to account for that by providing less service. They have to compensate for their customers that are static addresses and then deprioritize you if the network is full. So you'll have slower speeds, but you will have internet on the road. Now let's move on to Starlink RV. No static address, always low prioritized. You're going to be able to travel with it. This is also something that you're going to want to use if you have an RV and you have suitable internet at your home address. You don't need the Starlink Residential. You don't need to get that where you're at. You have broadband, fiber, whatever coverage that you're happy with. But when you go on the road, you go to campsites, you don't have internet, you would like to have it. So you are going to be able to turn this on and off with your camping season. It has a pause feature, so you have months where you have zero bill as opposed to residential with portability. You're turning the portability option on and off, but you're always going to have that residential bill. If you don't need the residential service and you want it to add on an RV package, this would be how you would do that. If you are nomad, you're roaming, you just don't have a home address, this is also an option. But like I said, when you're using it, you are that best effort services. You're the low priority customer. So those are the three options: residential plus portability, and RV. All right, now to hit some pros and cons of each one to make a little bit of sense of it. So Starlink Residential, your pros are super fast. It's the fastest service you can get from Starlink. If it's in your area, it's going to be fast. It's going to be fast. You might have some low priority times in the evening, but it's going to be significant speeds from what I know. And if you're using Starlink, you're in an area that doesn't have coverage at all, still has dial-up or super low spotty coverage. So any increase to maybe a 10 megabytes a second, or even a 50 or 100 megabytes a second or over, is going to be a significant increase for you, and you're going to be very happy with it, especially at the beginning. But yes, that is an advantage of Starlink Residential. It's solid. It's the cheapest option also when you are pricing them out. I think currently at the beginning of October 2022, it is $110 a month for the service. And those are the pros. I mean, it's steady. It's a developing service. It's getting better all the time. Cons, you can't take it with you. You can't move it. Another con is it available? There is a wait list for a lot of areas. A lot of areas don't have service and haven't even gotten shipped. You can wait on a wait list after putting a deposit for, man, I've heard up to 18 months or a couple of years, who knows. But other places have direct right now ordering. I know someone really close to where we're staying currently in our camper that ordered it, and it came 2 days later, and that was the residential. So, con, is it available? Can you get it? And when will you get it if you put the deposit down and you can only use it at that address? The portability option, pros. You can take it with you. You can take it with you. And cons for that are just the lower priority service when you are on the road. I think adding on an option, it's $25 extra. It takes you to the same price as having the RV, and you can turn it on and off. So if you need that residential address and you want to use that portability option, it's a great feature. But the cons are that you're still on that secondary priority when you're not at your home address. Now on to RV. RV, the pros are you can use it anywhere. Second, as of right now, it's available immediately, no matter where you're at. So I consider that a pro. Immediate service. I ordered mine and will have it in my hands in under a week. And that's with a weekend in between. So very happy so far with that. Some of the cons of the RV, Starlink RV, are the low priority service, like I've mentioned with the portability option. You're always on that. You're always the best services effort, best effort services, and that deprioritized signal. But if 10 megabytes gets me 10 megabytes and with my other setup I only have 0 megabytes, I think that's okay with me. So, and the other con is it is the most expensive option. It is $135 a month every month. And one other con I skipped over to go along with that price, though, is you can turn it on and off. You can pause it and have a zero bill if you're not going to use it. Like I said, it is a best option for maybe nomads and wanderers and no one with a home address, or someone that already has internet at their home and just wants it when they're on the road or camping or going to a cabin. So check them out. Check out all the options. There were some use case scenarios right in there with the pros and cons, so I'm going to skip over that for today. Definitely check out the playlist for Starlink. I'll be adding videos as I do them. Currently scheduled to arrive tomorrow, so unboxing tomorrow, setup, using, and I'm going to start testing and messing around with different things on our journey. So I'm glad you checked out the video. Be sure to subscribe and like the video, share it with your friends, and follow along with our journey.